listen to our keynote speaker. To deliver the keynote, we have with us Ms. Aparna Viswanathan. She is an educationist and founder of Socio, an organization working extensively in the social emotional health and learning space. She works closely with children, teachers, public, and professionals on topics relating to communication, gender, sexuality, depression, anxiety, and diversity and inclusion. She is a social entrepreneur who has been facilitating health support through interactions and interventions, especially during COVID times. She is an independent media contributor who now writes a column in Madhubhumi newspaper and Economics Daily. She is a guest faculty in business and journalism schools too. Socio deals with social intelligence, a topic she calls her biggest passion. The goal she lives now is to bring back smiles on as many faces as possible. Technological advancements have made life easier and faster, but also has led to a lack of social connect among people, and this increasingly worries Aparna. Her mission to spread smiles by connecting people socially through compassion is slowly gaining momentum through her coaching for children, youth, professionals, and teachers. Along with social intelligence, she does women entrepreneur and empowerment programs, communication trainings, and gender sensitivity and parenting workshops, to name a few. One of the projects she curated for Kudumbasri and E-Wit in Kerala was adjudged nationally as the second best case study in social entrepreneurship by Asim Premji Foundation 2019. Over to you, Aparna, for your keynote address. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Good evening from India to all the lovely people participating from different corners of the world. And thank you, Aparna, for that lovely introduction. I feel quite honored to make this key address on SDG3, and it gives me immense pleasure to lay the context to a topic and concern that I personally hold close to my heart: good health and well-being. I'm Aparna Viswanathan, and I'm the founder of a company called Socio in India, which promotes social emotional well-being and mental health through our diverse interventions and advocacy exercises. We've been able to set ourselves up or step ourselves up to the needs of the growing gaps in the healthcare segment, especially during the pandemic that we are all grappled with now. World Health Organization defines health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. This is consistent with biopsychosocial mode of health, which considers psychological, physiological, and social mental factors in health and illness and interactions between these faculties. It differs from the traditional medical model, which defines health as the absence of illness or disease and emphasizes the role of clinical diagnosis and intervention. WHO definition links health explicitly with well-being and conceptualizes health as a human right requiring physical and social resources to achieve and maintain. Well-being referring to a positive rather than a neutral state, framing health as a positive aspiration. Sustainable Development Goal 3 seeks to ensure physical, mental, emotional health and well-being for all at every stage of life, and emphasizing the need to monitor factors that affect human health and well-being, ecosystems like air traffic, air quality, climate change, nutrition, lifestyle changes, supporting health promotion and disease prevention through either the use of integrated technologies and remote mentor and remote healthcare. From this perspective, health is a means to living well, which highlights the link between health and participation of a society. This SDGs aim to actually promote prosperity while protecting the environment and tackling climate change. Is a vision of the global goals in a world free of hunger, poverty, and disease, along with consistently promoting gender equality and attention to the needs of marginalized communities. The Global Action Plan actually aims to ensure healthy and well-being for all through specific actions at country and regional levels under 7 mutually reinforced accelerated themes, which is primary healthcare, sustainable financing for health, community and civil society engagement, determinants of health from addressing the factors of health through rights-based, gender-responsive approaches, leveraging investments and action in sectors beyond health and maximizing gains through across the SDGs from 1 to 17, innovative programming in fragile and vulnerable settings and for disease outbreak responses, ensuring health and investments in health, research and development and innovation and access and data and digital health, which means comprehensive data is the key to understanding health needs, programs and policies, public health decisions, and measuring progress. Now, to ensure sustainable development, it is essential that we promote good health and well being at all facets of life. Now, while ensuring that there is a safety in our ecosystem, we must also ensure the safety of mental, physical, and emotional health of current and future generations. We are now facing a global health crisis like never before. I mean, COVID-19 is spreading human suffering, destabilizing the economy, upending the lives of millions of people across the globe. Now, before the pandemic, there were many progress made with respect to improving the health of millions across the globe, increased life expectancy, and eradication of numerous diseases. But I think more efforts are needed to fully eradicate a wide range of diseases and address many different persistent and emerging health issues. Now, by focusing on providing more efficient funding to health systems, improvise sanitation and hygiene, and increased access to physicians, we can make significant progress in helping to save the lives of millions. And that's exactly what we've been seeing in the last 2 years. Health emergencies posing a global risk and have shown that the critical need for preparedness in health and sustainable living above all. Pandemic shook the world with health systems collapsing across the globe. Now, it is also during this period that external support agencies like us, like Socio, wanting to play a pivotal role in providing adequate support to those in need. Now, what Socio did during the pandemic was conduct various online programs, workshops, campaigns, discussion forums to spread awareness about not just the physical health, not just in curating that particular disease or curing that particular disease, but also on the importance of mental emotional health. Alongside our social emotional awareness programs, which we primarily focus on, our team also provided grief counseling for quarantined patients and their families who actually were undergoing grief, either by having lost people, multiple people in the same family during the pandemic. This is also the time we recognize that there is a growing need for intervention strategies to support children and adults through the ups and downs in life, which we generally turn blind to most of the times, and prepare them to face trying situations like these, at least in future. Now, recognizing the need to help our planet and ourselves, I think our programs are designed to equip people with the necessary skill set and tools to combat various mental health issues while shedding light on the need for sustainable practices for healthy living. Now, our efforts were primarily channeled towards creating a smooth transition and ensuring the physical safety through awareness programs. Now, we came out with a campaign that called Together We Can, brought out agencies and stakeholders of change and action together to lend and take support without actually having to wait for mechanisms and tools driven by government and governmental agencies. The main measure of success of, I think, the global action plan, that is the agenda for 2030, is the achievement of health-related goals. The halfway mark, I think by 2023, the plan would bring about what leaders say is better condition among agencies in their global and regional support to countries, reduced burden on countries as a result of better aligned, I think, operations and financial policies, purpose-driven collaboration that is unified into agencies, organizational culture, and encompassing leadership at not just global level, but at regional and country levels. I think as leaders, I hope that as responsible adults, we all come together to advocate, practice, promote what is called sustainable lifestyle and living in every walk of life, from our food habits to our material consumption, to materialistic wants, desires, and needs, to managing waste and lessening the use of plastic and other non-biodegradable products. I think let's vow to stand accountable in many fronts, make investments in health a priority in business operations as leaders, as entrepreneurs. I think that should be our main focus moving on from now. And facilitating and investing in affordable machines and healthcare so that help reaches across boundaries and borders. Every natural calamity, I should say, and every disaster is a reminder of how much we've been torturing the green planet. And every incident is a strong bolt on our conscience to increasingly become walking change makers and advocates towards sustainable ways and goals. I think let us begin from our homes and promising ourselves to take care of our bodies, our minds in the most beautiful and sustainable manner, telling ourselves that health is wealth, and without that, we do not exist. Together, we make this wish and will, and together we stand for a better and a healthier world. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And I hope we all strive towards a better tomorrow and a sustainable lifestyle altogether.
Thank you so much, Aparna, for opening the session on such an inspiring note. Thank you so much for all your support to GCPIT as well. Thank you.